With the outbreak of World War II, the railways became as vital as the armed forces, since they were the only means of transportation with the speed demanded by wartime. They would carry 3/4 of the long-distance freight. The surplus capacity of lines and equipment that had caused many problems and expense for the railways during the Great Depression became a godsend with the demands of war. During the war, one of Canada's major contributions to the war effort was to be the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, which would turn out over 131,000 air crews. But before air crews could be trained, bases had to be built, and with that in mind, employees of the CNR's Land and Survey Department were called upon to take on the planning and acquisition of sites for airfields and training facilities, not to mention army camps and munitions factories. Canadian Pacific was also to play a significant part in the plan later in the war through its subsidiary Canadian Pacific Airlines. Designed to handle heavy freight and masses of people, the railways converted to war more readily than most industries, but the long years of the Depression had taken their toll on equipment. By the end of the war, the railways were carrying twice as much freight and 4 times as many passengers as they had in peacetime, even while 1 in 4 of the pre-war workforce had enlisted in the armed forces. The importance of Canada's railways during World War II cannot be overemphasized. The railways took on the challenge via rail throughout the country, in ships on the oceans, and even in the air with the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan. With their ranks growing to close to 200,000, railway workers made a major contribution to the war effort. They transported vital raw materials needed by war factories, then carried the finished war materials to the coast and overseas. They even built ships, tanks, and other weapons. Throughout the war, the railways were the only quick and effective means of carrying the millions of passengers and the hundreds of millions of tons of war supplies vital to winning the war. Canadian steam at war is unquestionably one of the railway's finest hours.